Hello bestie, I have not been here for a hot minute. I have been out traveling for a month. I've been on vacation with my husband and I've been on a girls trip together with some friends, and I came back to this palette in my possession. Well, I bought it, so I'm not super surprised, but it was already here waiting for me. This is the new Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes Moonlight palette, and I thought that this would be the perfect palette to start out with now that I'm back. So this is actually the first time that I'm filming now that I'm back from my vacations. I lost a nail, that's how you know that vacation was fun. I lost a nail. I'm gonna try and do my nails today. I'm also filming a new makeup releases after this, so that's gonna be live tomorrow. I did get a nose piercing on my travels. I also got another tattoo. It's right here. So if you're seeing that, like, yes, that did happen. So I might be a little red around my nose because of course I didn't put any makeup around there. And I quite literally did that like 2 days ago. So this palette is already available on the Sephora website, and on the Makeup by Mario website, it is $68. I will link it down below, and I'll also have it pop up in the YouTube shopping in case you're interested in this palette. This is a cool tone palette, and I always say that cool tones are my favorite. I think you can tell by, I know some people, because I did film some videos when I was in Australia, and some people said they prefer that lighting because I was filming with my vlog camera in a window lighting. I think that that is a fun thing for a change, but what I don't love about my vlog camera is that it pulls very pink in the coloring. This is how I look. Like, I look in the monitor right now, I look like I do in real life. I have a neutral golden undertone, so cool tones are not the easiest to blend out on me, and therefore not my favorite to work with. But every time I say that, every time I wear it, you always say that you love it on me. So I keep wearing it and I keep reviewing it because it's something that you really enjoy. So we'll see how this one turns out on me. I'm gonna do 2 different looks. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a more neutral look with some of these sparkly shades in the middle here. And then I wanna do one that is a blue look because there is a blue matte here. And this shade up here, you've already seen the swatches. It looks to me like a blue topper. It might even be like a topper duochrome. So we're definitely going to be trying that one out as well. That's why I put a blue top on. So hopefully I will like it. I did not try this palette that came out last holiday season, but I did try the all matte, like cool neutrals palette that just came out. And I really did enjoy the quality of that one. So I hope that this quality is the same. But let's zoom in and let's start with a more neutral look. Okay, we're going to try and do something more classic neutral-esque. I'm going to be playing with, I'm thinking this one and this one, and then we'll see where I want to be here. Maybe I'll even do some black, who knows? And we'll see where we end up. Yeah, this one is gonna lean pretty cool tone on me. It's also very light, but we'll deepen that up. Oh yeah, this one goes on, just immediate reaction, just like the other palette that I tried from Makeup by Mario, which makes me very happy because I did like how that one went on. Picks up really well. It's just a little light, but I mean, it will be a transition shade for me. And you can tell this leans very gray on me. So now we're doing that slightly darker brown that was in the corner, and we're gonna see if we can just deepen up the crease a little bit. I'm definitely thinking that we need to go in with a little bit of black in the outer corner. I'm just putting that on. You can see very sloppily, and now I'm just blending it out with that first brush into the transition shade, and that works out pretty good. I feel like that is looking pretty nice. I don't myself prefer something that's that gray, but here we are. I used some of that dark brown under my eyes too, and as you can see, when I didn't mix it with that taupe, it's turning a little bit more like brown, and here when I mix it with the taupe, it's leaning a little bit more gray. And this is something to remember with, like, what shade do you start with? Because sometimes I see people putting like really light shades and then they layer a darker shade on top, and they say the dark shade either doesn't look like they think it's gonna look, or it's not as pigmented as they were hoping. And it could be that you put down another shade first. If you just started with that shade instead, you would have gotten a different result. So we are gonna do, I'm thinking this one, just to see how this one pulls on me. I have no idea. think I'm gonna try and spray it a little bit because I don't want too much fallout because we are doing one more look after. And I kind of want to see how these sparkly shades look on the eyes. This is the first time that I am using a Makeup by Mario shimmer. Remember the palette that I did before, like a review on? It was an all matte palette. But these shimmers look really pretty. They're like toppers, but you can build them up to be pretty opaque. But they're also more sparkly than foily, which I think is more flattering on a textured eyelid, because those really like foily ones tend to make your eyelids look more textured or wrinkly than they actually are. That looks really impressive, actually. That's nice. And with a small EO5, I'm gonna do a little bit of that matte black, and we are just gonna deepen up the outer corner just a little bit to get a little bit more drama. Not too much. I say now. Watch me get this super smoky. I think that is looking really nice. Just a little bit. You can see the difference between not having any black and having a little bit of black. I will say I have lots of those mini sparkles under my eyes. Not the end of the world, but I did want to let you know that they definitely do fall down, even though I did spray my brush. So I'm thinking this shade right here, it's a matte and it's like a cream color. I'm thinking we're gonna do that one. And we're gonna do a matte inner corner. This look is gonna be very typical me, but we'll do a little bit of a different one with the blue one next. I think this look is really pretty. Again, cool tone neutrals are not my personal favorite, but with that being said, it looks really nice and I didn't have any problems working with it. Let me finish this look up and then we can do a second one. Okay, so that is the first look. I also think that I might have, listen, this is the first video I'm filming since I'm back. I think I might have had the wrong settings on my camera when I was filming the first look zoomed in. So it might have been a little bit too light, but I'll see if I can fix that in like after, if I can like pull the light down a little bit. But if it looks a little bright, it's because I have the settings a little bit off, but I'll see if I can fix that. Maybe you didn't notice anything whatsoever, but this is the first look. I think it is very cute, very neutral, very like just easy peasy, honestly. And it is cool tone, but it doesn't look straight up gray. There is a little bit of brown in here, which I do appreciate, but it looks really cute. Oh, my lights are off. That's why it's looking dark. Hold. Why are my lights off? Hello? Look at this. There we go. Look at me. Why were those off? Rude. But look number one. Let's get into look number two, which is going to be a little bit more blue. Hopefully. Okay, ready for my second look. And I think we're just going to go in with this one and hope for the best. Again, famous last words. So let's see how this one is. Okay. We can work with this. We don't want any fallout though. Somebody tell me to calm down. Okay. We're just gonna get as low fallout as possible, not making any kind of promises regarding that. And I'm just gonna put this over my entire lid and then we'll blend it into the crease and we'll see. Are we able to do a blue look with this palette without dipping into something else and without making it look too shoppy? Time will tell. I'm just gonna buff a little bit on this. I mean, this is definitely more a muted blue. It is a very like blackened gray leaning blue. This is not a bright blue. Don't expect that. I also didn't like expect that from a brand like this. Maybe I shouldn't say it like that. Oh my god, my dog is so dramatic. But yeah, I feel like sometimes I just don't expect much from brands. I'm gonna use the exact same shade that I used before because that one pulled a little gray on me. And I'm just gonna buff a little bit, ever so little. I'm just gonna buff that on the edge. so that this can blend into something that's a little gray, because this entire palette is on me a little gray. I'm just using an EO4 and just buffing a little bit on the edge, in the crease. And you know what? This is actually turning out, you know what? That's pretty decent. Let me see if I can pull out that little brush that I had before, and we'll do a little bit more of the blue just in the outer corner to keep that part being like more pigmented and dark. Ooh, and I need to do a little bit under my eyes too. I think I'm just gonna go in with like an EO7 if I can find one, and then we'll have a dark blue smoky eye. Honestly, I mean, you could leave it like this and keep it matte. I think it looks pretty decent. I can make it even more opaque if I wanted to, but I don't bother with that because I am going to go in with the shimmer on top. But honestly, I think that this in itself, this is a look. It actually looks really nice, but we're gonna put that topper on top. Top with a topper. Makes sense. Okay, so let's try that topper shade. It looks really promising here. I'm gonna spray it again, and I'm gonna concentrate it in the inner part where I didn't put any of the matte shadow, and then we're just gonna sprinkle it a little bit as well. Oh yeah, look at that. You can definitely see that there's a little blue to it. So I'm concentrating it in here where it's then going to be the most concentrated and the lightest. And then I'm just going to sprinkle it out here. Oh, this actually, I mean, that looks really cool. That actually makes for a really interesting look from a palette that doesn't look like it's gonna give something that's a little bit more interesting. I don't mean that in a mean way, but like when you look at this palette, you don't think like, oh, you can make a fun, colorful look. But this is a fun, colorful look, and this topper is actually pretty nice. So yeah, concentrating it here and then just buffing it out a little bit. You know what? That's really nice. I actually really like that. What do you know? The second look is done, and we are somewhat blue. As you can tell, now that I'm like coming away, you can tell that this is a very smoky and just not bright blue approach. And especially if you start working with this blue together with some of the other shades here and like actually blend them in, it is going to be even less blue on the eyes. So I think it is smart to have something like this in the palette that's just a more muted blue and more blackened blue. It fits with the theme. Is it exactly what I want in my palette? No. But I'm also a happy clown. I love when things are like bright and colorful, but it's not everybody's taste. And just because I have a preference doesn't mean that I can't review stuff that's not my preference and just talk about the quality. Because at the end of the day, I do think the quality of this palette is really nice. This is nice quality. I really appreciate the shimmers. I think it is the kind of shimmers that, yes, it does produce a little fallout, but as you can tell from here, it's not like a intense fallout with like heavy like just specks on my cheeks, but it also is a very forgiving formula on the lids. It blurs a little bit because it is a lighter, thinner formula that has sparkles. I think it is one of those formulas that just looks nice on the lids, and overall I think it is nice. Is this my color story? No, but I already knew that going in, so this is just me talking about the quality of the palette. If you're interested in seeing some more information about this, I will put a link to it down in the description box, like I said, and you can also check the YouTube shopping button. Thank you so much for watching this video. I was really having a good time playing with some new makeup because I've been gone for so long, and I was just ready to jump into makeup reviewing again and just having a little bit of fun of just with makeup. So that's what I'm gonna be doing, and I have so many fun things planned, and I will see you again tomorrow for new makeup releases. We have so much to talk about, and I will see you then, and bye.